Welcome back. The next challenger match going up is VCK versus Topgun Union. I'm here with Matt Rentschler. Matt, VCK pretty much crushed you guys in Dallas. Has this been an anticipated match in the prelims for you?
Yeah, we've been excited to play them. I mean, this layout's more our style, sitting back and waiting for them to come at us, and it worked really well for us yesterday.
Awesome. You have won both of your matches so far. How has this field layout been playing to your strength?
Like I said, we like to just sit there and wait, pick them off if they're trying to move, so it works for us. And this match is crucial because if we win this, we are the 1 seed in our bracket, and our next match, honestly, is just the practice stuff. It means nothing.
All right, well, we got 20 seconds on the clock. We'll see who gets his first point. Back to you.
So we are about to watch VCK and VCK is they got John Jackson on the team. This game brought to you by Pro Edge Paintball, John Jackson's store in Houston. And the boys from VCK did really good at the first event. They're playing Topgun Union, and Topgun, they're a little bit more experienced than VCK is. And both these teams have a rather conservative brand of paintball, not quite run and gun, cannonball down the field, smarter gunfighting style for both these teams. So it's interesting, styles make fights, just like in mixed martial arts, it's the same as in paintball. So these two teams have very similar styles, so could see more of these long points and really tactical gunfight matchups here. First strike goes to Trenton Topgun as Nico Hyde. John Jackson, Matt Jackson, Cameron McCarthy, and TJ Danner alive for Houston VCK. And it looks like Topgun is the first team. No, I think that's VCK.
Yeah, that's John Jackson right there. Makes his bump up the middle, wobbling, bobbling, and then gets skull capped the first time he comes out. And this is, that's Topgun right there on your screen. That's Heyman Chapman on the far side.
And Topgun Union, the guys on that team, Lance Hardwick, coming out of the Aftermath camp, Heyman Chapman, played for Trauma back in the day. He's been around forever. He's very talented. Chris Shear, he can ball it up. Smith and Lackey. I mean, Topgun Union's got a really good roster. Houston VCK, again, performed very good at the first event. They've lost 2 early here. Heyman Chapman got a kill and taking out Hyde, and Smith took out Jackson. So
there goes McCarty getting shot out of that tower as well. Here goes Fuzzy Jackson trying to make a bump back. He gets owned. Just one body left alive for VCK. Topgun on the attack now. Here comes Lance Hardwick. And Lance Hardwick right there, number 24, running off your screen, was looking to come get some. So, good first point right there by Trenton Topgun. And there's Topgun in the pit.
yeah, and Topgun, again, a solid roster across the board for Topgun. They put the first point on the board and taught 5 players alive for them.
Yeah, some good new pickups too. Last event, I think it was the first time that I saw, Smith over there. He played pretty well for them. Lance Hardwick, he's been on the squad for a while. There's my man, Jamie Ezel.
Yeah, Ezel, he's good too, man.
Yeah.
He's been around for a long time. So
he's got style.
Got about a minute left here. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
This isn't just a team. This is my family. This isn't just a sport. This is a way of life. This isn't just a league. This is the MSXL.
Coming back to the action in about 20 seconds here. The second game that we get to watch from the Challengers Division against Topgun and VCK. And these two teams are fighting in the division to find out who is going to bump up to the Champions Division. So far, it looks like the 2 of the favorites down there, Legion and Heat, doing real well. And they just matched up against each other, and we saw that interview with Lauren and John Woodley, and Heat was able to get that victory by 1. So don't be surprised if you see Legion and Heat make their way back up to the Champions Division.
Michael Smith and Chris Shear getting shot early for Topgun. VCK doubling up both of those towers, going up to the 3-1, and then up to the A Fortress. VCK with the body advantage and the field advantage. Looks like Lance Hardwick caught a bounce in his arm. He's asking for a check.
Yeah, so stuck in that pocket right now. Looks like VCK, much better field position in that center. And here comes a big move. John Jackson, nice job by Jackson as he is able to get in the insert bunker on the snake side of the field here. So, it looks like VCK, they had the advantage, but they lose a body. They lose number 23, TJ Danner, who was up in that center. So right now, advantage still goes to VCK as they have a one more body than Top Gun. Chapman, Hardwick, and Andrew Johnson left alive for Top Gun, but stuck in that pocket, Todd.
Yeah, but Lance Hardwick and Heyman Chapman are both very good at fighting back down bodies as Andrew Johnson catches a bounce on top of his head. He's still going to be alive. Stuck in that pocket, yes, but Heyman Chapman, a lot of big game experience. He knows how to fight back out of these situations, and Lance Hardwick, I've watched him over the years, wheeling and dealing. He used to play on this team called the Wild Cards. Still call him the Wild Card just because he's, so crazy in low body situations like this, peels off shots you don't expect him to get. He's got some clutch in him down there as well. So VCK trying to get on the board over here. 4-on-3 against Top Gun. John Jackson, Cameron McCarty, Mitchell Andrus, and Matt Jackson over here on the snake side for VCK.
And the point slowed down here because it's pretty even on bodies. Still 4 for VCK. They have better field position as they're in D2 on that Dorito side of the field. And they have John Jackson up in the center pretty far as well. So John Jackson locked into a gunfight. And the tough thing, though, is that, on this field, on any paintball field, the farther you make it out wide, the better and the harder it's going to be, especially if the other team's stuck in the pocket. And that is what's going on right now. And it looks like Matt Jackson and John Jackson, the two Jacksons are both on the snake side together, and Matt wants to make a move. You can tell he's going to wrap around, and you're looking at the 3 players left alive on your screen for Trenton Topgun. Oh, big move by John Jackson as he gets across and gets in live. So nice job by Jackson, dead in the snake here. Let's see if he can go to work in here. This is what they needed to do, spread the field. Matt Jackson digs out to the back bunker behind him, so he's got some support. Good, crisp moves, secondary moves by Houston VCK.
And there goes Heyman Chapman. He's going to bail out to the Dorito side corner, give himself a little bit more breathing room. The guy that's really kind of stuck right now is Andrew Johnson. He's living behind his gun. If John Jackson can just crawl into the 50, it's going to be tough for Johnson to live over there. But still early in this game, with time ticking away under the 15-minute mark. Top Gun taking that first point. The Jackson brothers over here together now on the snake side as Matt Jackson fills into the snake side corner. Looks like he's breaking a little bit of paint. Got to swap that out, get his gun up so that he can get John up here into the 50. But Lance Hardwick just bearing down on him. There's Matt on your screen right there, reaching for pods. Lance Hardwick with his gun on John Jackson, trying to keep him in that spot. McCarty and Andrus over there on the Dorito side. Oh, looks like John Jackson just took a bouncer on top of the head.
Oof. Yeah, it's it's tough over there, man. That snake, so many shots coming in from all angles in that snake. Jackson doing a good job, did get plunked. Lucky for him, it bounced off. So now John Jackson makes his move. Good move. Little tiny bump here into the 50.
Ooh. And Andrew Johnson able to get out of that snake side can.
Thank God for him, because that bunker was getting, he would have died for sure if he didn't make it out there alive. Oh, so he had to make that move. But this is really going to open up things for VCK here. So VCK looking like they could tie this game up at 1:13:27 to go. Both the Jacksons on the snake side, 2 players left alive. You're looking over there, and it's Heyman Chapman, Lance Hardwick crossing it up and talking it up. It's going to be tough, though, for them, because as soon as John Jackson and Matt Jackson can make their move down here on the snake, it's tough. Jackson can probably crawl, though, Todd. You think he could stick close to the snake, crawl around, and then work his way over?
He just needs to wrap that 50 and put Heyman Chapman in and go. Matt Jackson, he could cut through the middle right now and have a little bit of freedom to run. That would help John Jackson on that move.
Or John Jackson could put Heyman in, his brother joins him, and then he puts him in, and then he slingshots past him.
That's a good call as well, but John gonna go on his own. Is he gonna make it? Yes, he does.
Nice move by
And now he's got
John
a shot
Jackson.
in on Hardwick. He's gonna take his time, set up, and see.
Well, now the D side needs to move, man.
Exactly.
The D, no one is looking at the D side. No one's shooting at the D side. I think that is Cameron McCarty. Cameron McCarty needs to giddy up and go down there. No one's looking at him. I mean, he's locked in a gunfight with nobody. So McCarty needs to get going. The two Jacksons doing work over here on Snake side, and they've got far enough up that Matt Hardwick, and now Chapman finally gets his gun over on the D side. But that's the timing, Todd, that we talk about, the pace of the game. Man, as soon as, if you need to know the count, if you know there's only 2 bodies, and you know that you see 2 streams of paint going over towards the Snake side, well, move up a bunker. I understand it's a close game here and every point counts, but that's the type of stuff that's got to get done out there.
You got to make him respect you. You got to make him at least have to consider that you might be trying to run him down.
I think it's because he has no paint. Yeah, McCarty's out of paint. So Cameron has the ball. Cameron has the ball for sure for VCK on the D side of the field, but he's out of paint and might be even out of air too. So just saw him checking out his air. So, but regardless, he has to at least engage. If he doesn't engage, and like you taught, you said it perfectly, make him respect you, because if he doesn't respect you, well, what happens? Well, then they're just going to put all the firepower towards the thorns in their side of the Jacksons over here.
And then you're still sitting in your bunker doing nothing. It looks like
what is stopping him from moving right now? He hasn't been shot at. I don't know. Well, now Chapman's looking at him again. There's the 2 players. Look at Hardwick. Look how low Hardwick is. Looking at Jackson, everyone's low on paint right now. Jackson's got 1 more pod on his back. Todd's got 1 more pod, right?
Yeah,
John's
got 1 in his hand and 1 on his back. Matt has nothing.
But John Jackson should just chill, because he's the one that's the farthest up, and he's got Lance Hardwick just posted on there. He head checks into Hardwick. Now Hardwick stands up. Jackson could come around and get up on him. Oh, he comes out and bumps over. This is going to make life even harder for Hardwick. But Jackson now is in a perilous situation too, because Hardwick's right by him. So it's going to be this gunfight. Can Jackson just clock in? McCarty hasn't done anything over there, man. Wait, hold on. City to get a kill.
Matt needs to make the move. Nobody's looking at Matt. Matt could swing out, come through the middle.
Yeah, Matt could definitely make the move too. John Jackson is chilling right now. He's done everything he's supposed to do. Look at this big move. Heyman Chapman. Heyman Chapman might just run down McCarty, and he does. Did he trade out with him? And a major penalty on Lance Hardwick. So, a big move made by Heyman Chapman. I like that move. Oh, and he's still alive. So now little arguments back and forth. They're like, Heyman, get out. You're the one that got the penalty. Matt Jackson's just going to put a couple on him extra, put another one on him, and then take the flag from John Jackson, who had got shot by Heyman. So chaotic end to that. Again, this game brought to you by actually John Jackson's store down in Houston, Texas, man. And, great supporter of the sport. It's been a big supporter of the webcast, and an awesome paintball player, as we just saw. So we'll be right back after this.
Welcome back, and thank you for accessing awesome paintball gear from RazaLife.com.
Yeah, Raza believes in creating something for absolutely everyone. You can customize any Raza jersey or have your own custom jersey designed just for you.
Wow, Raza sure makes it easy to represent who you are and where you're from with custom jerseys, pants, and much more.
You really can get in on the action and feast on all Raza has to offer by calling right away.
So the story of the year right now is how Raza can really bring out the style your team is looking for. Thanks for checking out RazaLife.com. Come right back after watching this tournament.
Looking in the VCK pits right now, and it looks like, did they not get that point?
Well, hasn't got on the board yet.
Yeah, I mean, I was almost positive that that flag got hung by Matt Johnson, unless I'm just completely out of my mind up here. And yeah, I don't see a point up there yet.
You're not out of your mind yet, Matty. It's only Saturday.
There it goes. Point finally put on the board. It was a little bit of a confusing end to that. But that major penalty was assessed on Heyman Chapman. So now VCK initially, they had the advantage. Top Gun had the advantage, but Houston VCK stole it from them there. Again, great play by the Jacksons. And right now we got ourselves a tie game with 9 minutes and 41 seconds to go here. And we're looking down on the field. The starting line for, or the next line for VCK. And looks like there's John Jackson right there, number 22. Star of that last point. And his brother, Matt Jackson played great too, though, man. Very proficient right behind him. He was constantly talking it up. And yeah, like you had said, Todd, he probably could have cut towards the center of the field, but you know, when that last minute scramble, we talked about how important scramble type paintball players are going to be good counterpunch paintball players. He did a great job keeping his head about him when it went a little crazy there at the end.
Yes, sir. Stepping on the field right now, Heyman Chapman, Jared Lackey, Andrew Johnson, and Alvin Johnson. Lance Hardwick's going to start this point off in the box as he was pulled on Heyman Chapman's penalty. And Houston VCK's got Cameron McCarty, the Jackson brothers, TJ Danner, and Nico Hyde coming out right now.
So it looks like some sort of technical timeout over there, 30 seconds to go on the clock.
Well, what they're figuring out right now is the time on the penalty, because time had ticked away on that penalty, it looks like. And, you know, there was only 2 bodies left alive when Heyman Chapman made that move. So they're probably figuring out the time, because as soon as Heyman Chapman gets called for a major, Hardwick gets pulled and time stops. Because if a major gets called with only 2 bodies left alive, time stops immediately. If there's a minor, that's why we saw earlier, I believe it was in the Dynasty game, when there's a minor and there's only 1 body left to pull, you still have to go run and grab the flag and go hang it. So if you run and grab the flag before the player gets into the box, then that team will have to start down a point, or yeah, down a body at the start of the next point.
Yeah, it's a good breakdown there, man. Well, so they're sorting it out, and it looks like right this second, 2 minutes on the clock. It looked like a little time had ticked off, but you know, like you're saying, you know, if it's after the point, then full 2 minutes. Regardless, 2-minute penalty right now with 9:41 left to go, and these long points. Though that is the good thing for Top Gun, is that lots of long points. So most likely they will get their body back out. But you never know. I mean, that puts them down. That's 20% of their firepower gone. VCK will have the advantage. But again, both of these teams play a little bit slower brand of paintball. I give the edge of aggression to Top Gun, the experience also to Top Gun. But VCK is so controlled, and we saw that there. Very good teamwork. They have awesome teamwork. We know they put a lot of time in, and effort has been spent as they march through the divisional ranks and finally took that massive leap to move up from D1 into the Challengers division, and they had a good first event. So, you know, we were thinking, man, maybe VCK is ready early. So, but you know, it remains to be seen. Definitely remains to be seen who is going to prevail this afternoon here in a close game. 1-1. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly down on the sidelines while we have a brief moment here.
No time.
You're not assessing the minor?
They're getting a minor too. There's 2 penalties. Thank you.
The first guy, okay, yes.
Hey guys, so they are going to be assessing that minor. Matt Rentschler from Top Gun is over here arguing that they couldn't tell if they would have had time to get a body in the box, so they shouldn't have that minor. They would have been able to get someone in the box and would have come off this point. But despite that, the refs are saying that there's going to be a major and a minor, so they're going to go into this with 2 bodies down. Back to you.
So it looks like a major and a minor will be assessed on Top Gun. So that's going to definitely hurt their chances here in this next point. And with this close match and these long ones, you know, it's tough. What do you think, Todd?
I'm assuming that the minor is going to be because after Heyman got the major pulled on him, he turned and blew away John Jackson. And then even still, Matt Jackson was still on his way to go get the flag and then go hang it, while Heyman Chapman, Lance Hardwick had already jumped in the box. Heyman Chapman was still standing at the 50 while Matt Jackson's running the flag in. So I would assume that Heyman Chapman would have had to run and go get in the box, and he didn't. Therefore, that's why they're going to assess a minor and a major, and there will be full time on both of those penalties due to the situation that occurred.
Heyman Chapman is getting crazy over there.
Got 3 minutes worth of penalties in one play.
Yeah. Well, Heyman's, he's one of those, he's a spark plug, man. He can get you 3 kills, could get you 2 penalties, maybe 4 kills, another penalty. You never know with Heyman. But he's a talent, and he has been for a long time. Been with Top Gun for a little bit now, and you can see there was Leon, our head referee, still conversating, trying to figure out exactly how they're going to determine how much time should be left on this clock. Right now, currently sitting, the major penalty is there, minor penalty is there, and it looks like 9 minutes and 41 seconds still in regulation time. So here we go. The clock has started, and we are 17 seconds away from the start of this next point. Top Gun on your right, VCK on your left. Starting line for VCK here for this point: McCarty, Jackson, John Jackson, TJ Danner, and Nico Hyde.
So heavy guns up for VCK on the break. And Top Gun gets their 3 bodies out, doubling up the Dorito side tower, gets one into the Snake side tower. Looks like Nico Hyde attacks that A right away. Gets in there, and Alvin Johnson bumps out to the Dorito 1, but he gets shot. 28 seconds left on the first major. Heyman Chapman and Andrew Johnson have it crossed up. VCK not really trying to overpower any guns, playing a locked up game right now. They really could, as John Jackson tries to make a bump, runs right into the gun of Heyman Chapman. You think that VCK maybe might have tried to push it out wide a little bit sooner. And now it looks like Top Gun's gonna get one out of the box. He's gonna go take off running all the way over to the Dorito side corner and not get shot. And man, that sure drives me nuts when players run out of the box and try all the way to get to the corner when there's a bunker right in front that they could come in alive.
Well, hey, get out alive is kind of the imperative. However, I understand him wanting to spread the field, but yeah, you're right, Todd. I mean, you have to understand what's going on. And it's tough, though. You can't really look when you come out of the box, but the easy play, the smarter play would have been to try to double up in one of those center bunkers, because now the rest of Top Gun is just getting destroyed.
And Heyman Chapman gets shot out of his bunker, comes running out, grabs another minor penalty for playing on, and he's going to go get another, just as they were about to get another penalty out of the box. Heyman Chapman.
Did he get into the box in time to start the minor? Because if he did, then that would just come off.
Well, he was the last body, so yes, he would have had to jump in there. But we shall see. Yeah, he probably made it in there in time this time.
But if he was the last body, I mean, Heyman, your own worst enemy right now, bro.
Oh, man. Take a look at the flag station right there, the start box.
So 7 minutes and 59 seconds to go. 17 seconds left on that major. That's going to stay on the clock. So Top Gun's going to be down a body for sure, and there's the other minor. So they got to start with 3 again. Score now 2-1 in favor of VCK. Top Gun looks so good, Todd, to start out this game, and it's just been completely blowing it since then. So we'll be right back here with a little bit more of this VCK Top Gun Challengers Division game matchup. Don't go anywhere. There's Top Gun, there's Heyman Chapman, the culprit. Heyman the culprit, Chapman
the felon.
But I'd stick with Heyman's talent. I'd just be like, all right, dude, we're going to put you back out here. We're going to need you to get us back those kills that you just gave up for the other team. Think you can do that for us? Or would you sit him on general principle?
I'd sit him. He's got 3 penalties in a row. Why go for 4?
All right.
You know?
You got me. Good point. Good point. I'm just
saying.
saying.
I might have sat him after 2.
Heyman's a baller, though, man. It's just, I don't know. That's one of those. That's the tough calls that the coaches have to make. How do you handle penalties on Vicious, Todd? You know, Vicious is going to be playing this afternoon. You guys have a game against 187 crew, and then you also have a game against X Factor as well. So how do you handle penalties on the team?
If you get penalties, you
sit.
sit.
4 count burpees or what?
Yeah. Oh, they pay for it
later.
later.
Face slaps and burpees?
Yeah, as soon as we get back to practice, everybody pays for their penalties. You know, the whole team has to pay for one guy's penalties. Actually, you know, our team loves running suicides recently. So.
No, they don't. I was there for a couple of those practices.
But, I mean, yeah. Thanks for reminding me. You know, next practice, I'll take care of that. Let you know how it goes. But, I mean, if you get a penalty, you're getting sat. And the only way that you're getting back in there is if the guy that plays in behind you is not getting the job done. You know, so, I mean, if you lose your spot because you get a penalty and somebody comes in and is playing well, they're staying in. So
Schrader played good for you guys.
Yeah, Schrader had a good day yesterday.
Didn't he get a penalty too, though? I think he got a penalty. I mean, no, he's good, Todd.
I think he might have gotten pulled on a penalty.
Oh, did he? I can't remember. But regardless, he did really step up. Rookie coming in, playing with the Ironman to start the year. Didn't make their starting squad, so he played with CP at the last event. And then one of his best friends is Alexander Borromeo, and Borromeo was like, hey, come on to Vicious. You guys gave him a shot, and he earned it and did pretty well for his first couple spins. So we're going to see those Vicious games later on. Vicious taking second at the first event. So, and we have more of those Champion League games coming at you as Damage and Crew will be throwing down after this matchup to start the afternoon bracket. So now 7 minutes and 50 seconds to go. 1 point separates these teams, but again, Top Gun has to play down, about to get that other body out of the box, and it looks like Hardwick makes it out clean.
That's how you do it, Hardwick. Step out with your gun up, get into a bunker. No problem. And here comes VCK on the attack again. Number 3, Nico Hyde, getting into that A structure and coming up into the can. Oh, looks like he got shot. Maybe not. Top Gun sees him in there, tried to make a play on him. That was Chris Scherer. Chris Scherer able to get him. Nico Hyde still in there.
Well, how big would it be right now for Top Gun Union to not only fight through those penalties, but tie this game up here? They're about to get their other body out of the box. Can he make it out alive? He digs out way wide. Huge move all the way out to the corner bunker and gets shot as he dives in. Todd, you just talked about that.
Yeah, I mean, that's 2 bodies that they just gave away. You know, if that guy would have just walked into the bunker with Lance Hardwick, you know, or how he did into that tower, he could have broke out here to the snake side. Then they would have had a 4-on-3 body advantage. Instead, breaks out to the corner, gets shot. Now it's a 3-on-3, and Houston VCK not going anywhere, staying tucked into these back bunkers. Oh, and there goes Matt Jackson wearing one in the face. So from across the field, that was Lance Hardwick.
So it's 3-on-2 right now. Bodies dropping for both teams. Mistakes made by both teams here in this close one. 6 minutes, 13 seconds to go. Who's going to win this Challengers game matchup? Will it be Top Gun or VCK right now? VCK up by 1. 2 bodies left for them. TJ Danner and Cameron McCarty. Lance Hardwick, Michael Smith, and Andrew Johnson alive for Top Gun Union. But stuck in that pocket, though.
Yeah, it looks like Andrew Johnson's going to back up and get into the temple on the snake side. Johnson now makes a bump out to the snake side corner, putting a lot of pressure on that Dorito 1 of VCK. There's Johnson on your screen right there. I'm sorry, that was Michael Smith that bumped out here. Now going up to the snake. Andrew Johnson now attacking the A. Just 1 body left alive, and no, he getting shot. Cameron McCarty, last body to drop for VCK, so.
Huge point right now for Top Gun.
Yeah, Top Gun, you know, starting down, 2 bodies in the box, able to fight back. big game right there by Lance Hardwick, coming out of the box alive and then getting that kill across the field, kind of opening the game up for Top Gun, and then closing the game out, putting another point up on the board. So 5:13 left to go in this game. It is now all tied up, and all the penalties are off the board.
Yeah, so it's 5-on-5s to start the next one here. And man, I don't know, you might have to give the advantage to Top Gun, as they were able to fight back. But if VCK can summon that spirit they had to fight in the comeback, definitely got helped out by some penalties. There's Lance Hardwick and the pit crew doing their work on everyone, getting everyone ready to roll. So got about 1:14 to go before the start of this next point. It's tied at 2. We'll be right back.
I don't know what you got 9. Give me one more person. Hey, one more pod. Hey. Hurry up.
And we're back here. T1 Top Gun Union pits. Looks like a timeout has been called. So Todd, while we got some time here, let's talk about this afternoon bracket. We talked about Vicious a little bit in your guys' game against 187 Crew and X Factor. But let's talk about the first game that we're going to see in the Champions Division. It's Damage and 187 Crew. Yesterday, Damage, they played against Vicious and tied against you guys 5-5. That was an awesome game, man. I was really happy to watch that one. So you guys, both your first games, you go to the tie, and then the next game that Damage played was against X Factor. They won that one, but they only won it by 1, and that was a 2-1 game. X Factor went 0-2 on the day. Let's talk about Damage real quick. How do you feel Damage is going to do this afternoon?
I'm not sure. They played pretty short on the field. Those long, drawn-out games, like the one that they had against X Factor, was just like, it was just so painful to watch a little bit over there, just like the slow movement back and forth. The 2-1 game, super slow. It was kind of tough to watch. I felt like both teams didn't really want to give a whole lot up early, but, I felt like the moves were there. We watched 187 and X Factor get out the spots, and Damage just really, unwilling to take those spots. I think that Damage, they're probably going to play the same type of game today. I felt like we really dropped the ball when we played them. We were up 4-2 and then got a major and then a minor right after that, which, kind of cost us that win, I feel. But, Damage, they're really content. Like, this is what they were doing in practice. Maddie, you and I were down there in Florida for the NCPA. They're practicing Infamous, and, that's the way that they were practicing. So that's the way they practiced. That's the way they came out and played the first day. Do I think that they're going to change anything up? Probably not. And then they're first game is going to be against Crew. I think we might see a little bit faster paced game because Crew was, willing to take those risks on the break, and Damage is really good at shooting on the break. So if Damage can get kills on the break, then I don't think we're going to see them hunkered down in the back as much, because then they have guys that are really smart at reading the field and making those bumps after they get the kills and reading the body situations. But, we'll find out. We'll see how it goes. But anything can happen here, as we've watched, from this morning session. Tons of ties, tons of low bodies. We haven't seen any real comebacks.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, absolutely.
It's all about control, all about timing out here. So VCK on the breakout, tries to make a move out here to the snake side corner, but he gets chopped up. 2 bodies doubled up in the Dorito side tower, 1 in the snake side tower looking across, and the Dorito 1. Trenton Topgun, they get 2 guys in that Dorito tower, 1 in the snake tower, and they go short over here on the snake side, but get him out alive. So Topgun with the body advantage. 4:41 left to go in a tie ball game, so every body is going to matter out here in this point.
Yeah, for sure, Todd. Absolutely. 4 minutes and 32 seconds left to go. This could be the last point, man. So with respect to the knowledge of that, these guys know that. They know these games will go long. They know the style of the other team, and you're seeing it right now. Heavy guns up. These guys have a ton of paint on their back, and And you know, the first strike though goes to Top Gun as they took out Ian Wilson. So Top Gun with the advantage. But again, no one's up right now. So both of these teams are not in a position where they can just hang out and not push forward at all and not look for those moves. They have to actively engage in gunfights. They cannot rest on their laurels. And it looks like a body now walking off for Top Gun. Michael Smith, he gets shot in a gunfight. So a mistake there in his bunker. Michael Smith loses one, and he gets shot by Cameron McCarty. So it's all evened up at 4 apiece right now. Johnson, Chapman, Hardwick, and Shear on the field for Top Gun to try to win this game for them. And right now, Jackson, McCarty, Danner, and Andrus on the field for VCK.
Yeah, that's Jackson right there on your screen. He's in that snake side can as Heyman Chapman tries to make the move, makes it up there successfully, gets into the A structure in that fortress. He's gonna come out and lock off that Dorito side. So VCK in the back, Lance Hardwick for Top Gun from that Dorito side tower, locking off the snake side. He's got Johnson with him. Heyman Chapman up in the middle and Chris Shear in that Dorito 1. Got the Jackson brothers, oh no, just Matt Jackson, Mitchell Andrus, TJ Danner and Cameron McCarty for VCK.
Could we see another overtime point, Todd? Absolutely, I think.
Yeah, it could be possible.
I mean, no one on VCK looks like they want to move. Those guys are, you know, you got 2 guys on their knees locked into gunfights. There's still some time. I mean, it's 2:35, so that doesn't necessarily mean that they're not going to attempt to move forward. However, Chapman is shutting down that D side of the field for Top Gun. So it's going to be really tough for VCK to move up that side. And they also have some guns on the snake side. Now some movement by Top Gun, getting themselves into position to try to get into the snake.
Yeah, here comes the shift from Top Gun. You know, really nothing going on the snake side for VCK. Here comes Lance Hardwick up the middle. He's going to get into that wing on the snake side. Only 1 gun focused on them. So, you know, they could really double team that Dorito side tower right now. If he can get Johnson to switch his gun and come with him, Johnson could easily make that move out into the snake side corner and help Hardwick out. And there goes Hardwick now into the race bunker in between the 2 snakes. That's going to force Johnson to switch. Dorito player also switches for VCK. Give an extra body that way, but Johnson now jumps into the snake 1 behind Lance Hardwick. He's just got to be able to get his gun up. Only 1:26 left to go here.
Yeah.
VCK not going anywhere. It's all on Top Gun right now.
Todd, I don't think we're going to see a point scored here with 1:15 left to go. Unless, though, slowly but surely, Top Gun has put themselves in a position to try to wrap around and pinch out some of those VCK guys. So you could see a kill come out of one of those center bunkers for VCK, which would then open things up a little bit, but they're going to have to start actively engaging in some gunfights, and we don't really see that. Okay, Hardwick makes a move now, and once he gets to this 50 snake, he's going to have some options here. And he might be able to wrap around and get a shot on Jackson and shoot his back. We'll see here. Is he going to even try? There's Jackson's back, and let's see if that thing blows up with some paint. Hardwick's out of paint, though. Hardwick is out of paint. He hasn't even head checked on there. Now finally head checks, but with 34 seconds left, his gun's not even up, and either his gun is down or he is out of paint, or he just wants this game to go to an overtime. So he's going to talk it up, and here comes player from Top Gun putting himself in position, Andrew Johnson.
And yeah, and now Chris Shear is going to get called out because he left his gun in the Dorito.
What?
Gun's not working,
Why
so
did
he took
do
off
that?
without it. So Lance Hardwick makes a move, takes out Jackson. Johnson up in the middle right now. He's wheeling and dealing. Only 5 seconds left. Not going to be enough time. So time's going to expire.
So is it Shear that got pulled out on leaving his gun?
Yeah.
Because he's not new.
No, he's not.
You can't, in case you're new to the game, you are not allowed to leave parts of your equipment. The part of your equipment is part of you. If you get shot on your gun, you're out. You can't just have your gun kicking in the back corner while you go sprinting up the field like a rabbit trying to draw guns. You can't do that. And that has been a rule in the game for, I'd say, 2.5 decades, I think.
Yeah.
So that is a mistake that you really can't make out there. It does not cost them, though. So if you're going to make that mistake, you might as well make it with 20 seconds left.
If you make a mistake, hope you learn from it.
Yeah, you also can't leave your loader too. So pods, fine. Pods are not part of your body. You can throw pods. That's not a big deal. Obviously, you know, not everyone knows that. But loaders, you have to have your loader on you at all times too. Guns, tanks, you can't leave those things behind. So a little bit of a mistake there. And that was Sheer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know we've been calling
Sheer,
Sheer's
number
good.
10.
Yeah, Sheer can play. Anyway, let's check in with Lauren here, and we're gonna head to an overtime period.
All right, we are going into overtime, VCK versus Top Gun Union. We have seen many teams now play overtime on this field layout, and they haven't been able to get a win. They've all tied. What is the best strategy for you guys to go in and try to get this win instead of tying?
Hopefully keep up on the guys who've been shooting off the break throughout the tournament, one on each side. Other than that, I mean, if it's a 5-on-4 or 4-on-4 off the break, it's the chances of somebody winning this in 3 minutes is really not going to happen.
All right, well, we got 30 seconds. We'll see if someone can take the win.
So we're back here. This game brought to you by Pro Edge Paintball, huge supporter of the sport, and it's actually John Jackson's store that plays on VCK. You know, VCK is a great success story. Texas itself, such a hotbed of paintball, and stores like Pro Edge Paintball are just huge supporters. Also, you know, Steve Rabakoff, he's going to be joining us here in a few moments, and he's got the XBL down there doing really well. A lot of the affiliate leagues are doing great, man. You know, tournament paintball at its high end is doing awesome. So, you know, keep spreading the word, man. Let people know about how awesome paintball is, and just it's a giant mental test. You learn a lot about yourself. It mentally ages you very quickly, and it just the rest of life gets a lot easier because it's like the volume on everything else is turned down. So anyway, 2 minutes, 37 seconds to go here.
And Top Gun on the breakout goes all the way out to the Dorito side corner. Chris Shear goes out there, takes his gun with him. Heyman Chapman breaks out to the Dorito, goes up into Dorito 2 now. Top Gun looking to try and get it done over here as Lance Hardwick goes up the middle of the field. He gets into the A, and the first body to drop is number 23, TJ Danner, off VCK. Looks like, oh, and there goes another body from Top Gun and a red flag being thrown. Oh, it's Heyman Chapman just got a major penalty.
No, this might be the opportunity for VCK.
Oh, no, I think Lance Hardwick got the major penalty and got Heyman Chapman pulled. So after trying to go on the offensive, Top Gun now might want to try and lock it down and take a tie here as VCK has 4 bodies left alive. But VCK really doesn't look like they want to go anywhere.
Well, they've got to recognize the opportunity that's in front of them for the rest of this overtime period here. Hardwick on that major. So VCK has the opportunity to push forward. They have 4 bodies against Top Gun's 3, and those 3 bodies are stuck in the pocket. They do have a little bit out. They're a little bit out on the D side. They're in D1, but the other 2 are stuck in this pocket here. And now here comes Jackson making a move. Did he get shot? The referee's going to get in there and check him out. But he needs to get up on his feet. I really think VCK is going for the tie here. Oh, Jackson gets shot, though. So Jackson frustrated with himself. You see they're shaking his head in his turn of events there as he got taken out. So it's 3-on-3, and I think with a minute left and unless something crazy happens, I definitely see a tie happening here.
Yeah, and you know, VCK just trying to lock this field up when, you know, they have had a couple opportunities, couple windows to make a move. Top Gun, you know, they tried to make a move at the end of the regulation point, but a little too late. Let's see if they try and do anything here. There goes Smith. Smith makes a move out to the snake, and Matt Jackson makes a move to the snake side corner. Scared, looking, not wanting to make a move up the field.
Yeah, with 18 seconds left, man, that is pretty much going to do it. So these 2 teams playing to a tie, and it looked like they were playing for the tie. Well, I'm sure they wanted to win, but as soon as they realized that they didn't get 2 kills off the break, not a lot of movement out there, and then until the very end, but there's just not enough time. So, that's, yeah, you can see the guys moving up. Smith makes his move, but, he made a move with 4 seconds left. So, good effort, but unfortunately for these 2 teams, they're going to have to settle for the tie. So not as bad as a loss, obviously, but, 2-2 is the final score. And Hardwick ended up getting that play-on penalty, but it didn't cost him.
Neither of these teams wanted that win. Neither of these teams was willing.
Well, I'm sure they wanted it, but they didn't really exert to make the moves necessary to assure their best chance of a win. Once that break went down and it ended up a pretty flat break, and even when that penalty came on, you could just see, you know, well, VCK was like, all right, well, you know, tie will work. So next up, though, we are going to have the start of the afternoon's competition here in the Champions Division. Tampa Bay Damage taking on Upton 187 crew. And let's check in with Lauren Kelly down in the pits.
I am here with Nico Hyde. Congratulations, you guys just tied. I know it's not the outcome you wanted. We have seen a ton of overtime points this weekend, and no one has been able to win one yet. What is it about this field layout that makes overtime so difficult?
There's just those 2 or 3 spots on the field that can really just lock down everything. You have to make real smart moves on this field, and it's just hard to get past those guns sometimes.
You guys pretty much crushed Top Gun in Dallas. Were you coming into this pretty confident, or did you know they were going to put up a good fight?
Oh, we know that they're a good team. They're real good shooters off the break and real smart, so it's always a tough one.
All right, well, very good match. Thank you. Next up, we have Damage versus 187. Stay tuned.
Hi, Mom.